You got this, Chris? No, only the Watcher am I now. Then you'll let me pass. Brought you here, the galaxy has. Your path, clearly, this is. You know what I'm looking for. Something lost. A part of yourself, perhaps. That's what you seek. Inside, you will find. What you have seen, follow it. You must. To the ends of the galaxy if I have to.
Shadow, please transmit landing codes.
This is General Ram Koda requesting permission to board the Salvation. Authorization Talus Haroon 10-11-38.
Code checks out. Good to have you back, General. You're cleared for docking.
There's no sign of attack.
Stay on guard. A powerful glimpse of the future like you experienced is rarely wrong. And if it comes to pass, you'll be glad you picked me up on Malastare. The Alliance leadership can't agree on our next move. We don't have the firepower to take out a meaningful Imperial target, but nobody wants to risk lives making small hit-and-run attacks either. Juno keeps pushing them to do something, anything, even if it's only a symbolic victory.
Have you told her that I'm with you?
No. Better that she sees you first, knows that you're really back.
You still don't believe that I'm a clone?
I don't know. But I'm beginning to think it doesn't matter. An encrypted code cylinder?
Nav coordinates and schematics for the secret cloning facilities on Camino. It's everything the Alliance needs to launch a successful assault.
We can't pull off an attack like this without your help. We have to reach the bridge!
All hands! We've lost power to several areas of the ship!
I knew this was gonna happen. We should have warned her.
We can still save
What the
her.
arrival?
Let's go.
Sup guys, this is Niggas One Killer. Welcome back to Star Wars Force Unleashed 2. We are now in part 6 here aboard the Salvation as we wait for Master Ram Koda to catch up to us. He's getting slow in his old age. It seems already things are quite the panicked mode. There's the room. I think we saw it in our visions. Let's see what happened. Hopefully we can save her.
Proxy? Master? I thought you were dead.
Oh, it's a very long story. Captain Eclipse and Senator Organa, they found me.
Juno! Where's Juno?
I don't know. The Imperials must have taken her towards Deck 7.
The docking bay.
Order the attack, General!
Master! Be careful.
What's the situation, General?
A bounty hunter is taking Juno to the hangar bay. We've lost all communication with that section of the ship. It appears this bounty hunter is accompanied by some sort of elite Imperial forces.
Elite Imperial forces, you say, huh? Well, they can't be very elite compared to someone who pulled down a freaking Star Destroyer out of the sky. Even if I am a clone, I should be able to harness at least most of that power.
What the hell is that?
Now let's keep on running.
Get it off me! Run for your life!
The whole point of this game, of this level, is to try to build some suspense. So, let's slow things down as we approach our first objective. Oh, well, that spoils it. Well, don't waste any time now. Here's the fun part. And there are these new terror droids that are allegedly developed by Lord Vader on Kamino. And as they fall from the ceiling, we learn that we remember how to do Force Repulse, which I already know how to do, as you saw, because I'm on the end of the game save file. I've already beaten the game like 6 times, upgraded all my force powers to 100%, and all that, because the first playthrough I did of the levels, of these last 2 levels, Salvation and Camino, they didn't record with any audio, so unfortunately you're not going to get to see me holocron hunt and get some of those achievements that I got my first time around. Now that I've officially gone through 100% of the game, now it's just a matter of taking you through the levels and talking about what it's like going through some of the more difficult sections on this level and Camino on Unleashed difficulty, which thankfully this time around was merely patience testing and not rage inducing.
Developing them on Kamino. Warn your men!
Definitely unsettling, hearing all the little feet tipping, tapping, and clanking as they crawl towards me, but truly at this point of the game, even if I wasn't at 100% force power, they're really just a nuisance and not really an active threat. And it really kind of cheapens the experience, where at this point in the game, in The Force Unleashed 1, you would have run into, the Empire and their actual elite forces. The Commandos, the Evo Troopers, the Shadow Troopers, the Purge Troopers, having to deal with local wildlife like the Rhodians or the Felucians, having to deal with Rancors, Poison Spitters, ATKTs, ATSDs, you name it. But no, now we just get to fight some little spider droids.
Juno!
Now it's time for something that is a threat, the Terror Trooper. You want to take care of this guy? Lightning, Mind Trick, or waiting for him to swipe at you, and then you can press the block button, and then you'll parry his attacks just like that, and then you can slice him into ribbons. Nice and easy, just like that. Throw him into a wall. You can shock him, stun him, parry him, whatever you gotta do, and that will make sure that they end up not being as big of a threat to you, whether they are in groups, on their own, or you're having to deal with a bunch of other boss types, or mini-boss types, like AT MPs, and even larger terror spider biodroids and other kinds of weird shit that this level decides to throw at you for no reason, which is supposed to be the elite of the elite, even though they're really just a pain in the ass and an obstacle in our way to get to Juno.
Something there. Something big.
And that's where I'm going.
What the? Alrighty, now it's time to lock in and see what's going to face us. If it can do that kind of damage, we must really be in for a fight. Just the mother droid sending her little infantile baby spiders. I will say the game does feel slightly better when you take the time, move a little bit slower, and you breathe in the atmosphere.
Done this.
The cinder burn electrical dark atmosphere. Easy enough, just jump from side to side. You don't need to grab those cylinders. Literally all you need to do is just double jump, dash blast, you're on these ledges, and then this gets you the rest of the way to where you need to go. Very, very easy stuff. Just don't let the ledges fall through. Back in that area, there is a pretty tricky holocron that you need to get to, but once you figure it out, it's not that hard. Here we go, just exploring the depths of the bowels of the ship. I really don't need to show you guys what goes on, because we haven't really met any of the interesting enemies yet. The one last variable enemy that you'll meet, or two last variable enemies that you'll meet, one of whom is in this very room. When it comes to one of those enemy types, here comes the next one. So I think they call this a bioterror droid? Or a terror biodroid? This is the first challenge that you'll really need when it comes to the Unleashed difficulty on this level. Because they make this thing so freaking tanky, and it's able to literally one-shot you, especially if you're dealing with any other enemy threats. It has ranged attacks, multiple, it has projectile attacks, as well as it's more resistant, it feels like, from what I can tell, to your lightsaber damage, as well as the fact that you take more damage up close, so you really have to work at it from a distance, whilst using your Force Lightning. And then I think I will have found a way to deal with that. Once we get to another section, you'll see something rather surprising happens.
No! Yoda, they're gone. Send the order to attack, or I will go without you!
Already done. I've told the Alliance we have just this one chance to strike. The fleet will converge on Kamino. But you know, Vader is luring you back to him.
Yes, I know, but he won't be expecting the entire Rebel fleet.
My thoughts as well. Let's hope we're right. Prepare for light speed. It has shields. You need to
So
find
on
a way to disable
easy
them.
difficulty, as most things are, this boss fight is such a freaking cakewalk, it's not even funny. Whereas on Unleashed,
Now find the others.
it's a little bit rage-inducing. I would even go as far as to say it's almost a bad boss fight. Mainly because this is one of those levels where it's just as janky as the Force Unleashed 1. The ground stabs that it does obviously do a lot of damage to you, and that damage increases when you're on the highest difficulty. It can shoot rockets at you. The physics doesn't always like to cooperate. You have these spider droids, the terror troopers, that you have to worry about, as well as making sure that you get damage down in a reasonable enough amount of time. Once these pylons fall out of the wall sockets, its shields go back up, and then the generator core will randomly send shockwaves throughout the entire room. Which, there you go. There's its missiles that it's firing. There you also get attacked by the Terror Spider Droids. And trying to balance all these things whilst being able to run around, put in the pylons, shock them, get them back up and running, which is kind of the same thing, I'm just saying in twice different ways. But you have to do that on top of not damaging the Spider Walker. Or the Terror Walker, I should say. As well as having to deal with the Terror Troopers and General Coda nagging at you that whatever you're doing, if you just so happen to try to attack the Terror Walker, you're not damaging it. Honestly, it's a pain. And then, if you're wondering why there's explosives hidden around the room, well, not hidden, but like spread around the room, that's because once this thing's shields are down, the quickest way to do damage to it is not with the Force, is not with your lightsabers, it's by throwing explosive barrels at it. Which also can just be flung randomly around the room and not even hit the Terror Walker, which is yet again another source of grievance and annoyance. But during this final section, you hop up onto it and you just gotta walk it into the center. There is an achievement / trophy that you can get for defeating all the terror troopers in the room, all the biodroids and whatever. But since I've already gotten that, I'm not going to show you guys again. It's really, really, like, sadly easy what you need to do for this boss fight. Or what passes as a boss fight in this game.
Can you hear me? Are you there?
What's the situation, General?
The Empire was waiting for us, Stark. We need to launch our Y-Wings, or this is going to be one short fight. Clear the deck, Starkiller. We need to get our fighters out there.
I'll take care of it, General.
Oh yeah, the Sith acolytes, or whatever they're called. The ones with the lightsabers, that's the other enemy type. Which, again, are a nuisance and a pain, because you're kind of fighting yourself. And they make them a lot more annoying on Unleashed difficulty. But nothing you can't handle, because they will throw their lightsaber at you and deflect that back at them for an instant kill. There's a trophy in there, or not a trophy, a holocron, that I missed on my first playthrough. That once the second boarding ship enters,
We have
you can go and
Imperial
get
troops
that.
in the engine room. You need to clear them out before they disable the
But
ship.
really, past this point, it's just a matter of fighting these same guys over and over again, and you can use Mind Trick on them to make it dead. They are susceptible to lightning, they are susceptible sometimes to lightsaber attacks. But really the biggest thing that you'll want to do with them is just grip them and throw them, and then you can lightning grenade them into a wall, shock them with lightning, throw them against something. And they're not really much different than terror in that regard. When it comes to Unleashed difficulty, another enemy type that will be very, very annoying that you have to deal with and be very, very precise about is the Scout Trooper, because just like in the first game, they will snipe you for 80% to 90% of your health. They're a pain in the rump, they're a nuisance, and when you're dealing with a lot of high HP enemies, they can kind of blend into the background and be easy for you to forget about them. but you still need to pay attention to them, as they will gobble your health up like nothing else. And it'll give you a lot of grief and a lot of deaths that you need to try your best to avoid in those kinds of situations where they're present.
I'm locking down the engine room until you clear it out.
Now, if you want to talk about a section of the game that holds me up for a good while, this is one of them, when it comes to Unleashed difficulty. Because you have the Blaster Troopers, you have the ATMPs, or the one ATMP. I think also a Bioterror droid comes through at some point, but even if he doesn't, you still have to face, I believe, 8 Sith Acolytes, and you have the Scout Troopers, which love to chip away at your health. And if one gets you, then the second one gets you, or a couple of stray blasters get you, you're done. Like, I would have been dead if this was Unleashed. I would have had to start again, which you always love to deal with. And have to deal with the lightsaber golden dudes, who are easy to deal with if you reflect the lightsabers back at them when they lightsaber throw. But you have to make sure that you keep them in mind, and at the very least block their attacks rather than letting them siphon off your health. And again, Mind Trick is a lot more powerful than I realized, because I never actually even upgraded it to max power, I don't think.
That's the last of them. Now, get moving.
So as we backtrack to where we were at the start of the game, we face our last unique enemy type in terms of this war droid, which, rather than being ice elemental, it's fire elemental, which is distinction with difference actually this time around, because that fire will do damage to you. And then here's another holocron if you wanted to get that one. I did make sure to show that. But the flame riot droid, whatever, can be a big source of annoyance on Unleashed difficulty, because if it uses its flamethrower, that's just going to eat away at your health really quickly. And you have to manage being able to not get hit by it, not get hit by other enemies. And now that I've learned, I don't know if this applies to Unleashed difficulty, I doubt it does, but if you charge up your lightsaber throw for a good couple of seconds, you will be able to get it down in one single strike. Unlike with these Jedi Acolytes, you just need to a block with parrying, and then you can kill them nice, or block their lightsaber throw to you. Off in this room, I also feel like I'll show you. In this section, there's a ton of those little bomb droids. They'll be like the little red flashing guys that you can see. And if you destroy and remove all those without dying, you get an achievement. And the easiest way to do that is with Force Repulse. I think it's called Jedi Bomb Squad. There are some that exist outside of the room, like you can see that one there. And you just have to keep on force repulsing until it gets destroyed. And then the achievement will pop, nice and easy. Now, aside from that, we're walking into yet another one of the hardest sections to do on Unleashed for this mission. Like, truly had me, like, confused, and I had to get really creative and use Force Fury to be able to take out the Flame War droid, as well as all of the lightsaber dudes. Like this section, and then they throw the same thing at you again, which just ends up being a real big pain in the rump. This section actually tripped me up when I was a little kid, because I didn't realize that you had to take the battery out of one of the guns and then put it into the gun that gets blown to smithereens, like this. And then by firing at the door, you can then progress the level. Super simple, but something that 11-year-old me or 10-year-old me, when this game came out, couldn't quite figure out. Once we get here, we're really at the tail end of the game. All we really need to worry about is these scout troopers, the jet troopers, and the ATMP. Which, at this point, the ATMP shouldn't be that hard to deal with. You just throw its missiles back at it. For the scout troopers, we just need to bring out that platform that's above the ledge. And then from here, there really isn't any more combat aside from like one little section, but it's just a bunch of spider droids. Again, nothing really too crazy to worry about.
Direct hit! The main cannon is offline. We're dead in the water without it. See what you can do.
Do I look like an engineer, General?
You're gonna look like orbital debris if you don't get that gun back online. Just get up there and do what you can. I don't care if you have to fire that thing by hand. Great shot! Now get up here!
Since there's not really much left, and as you can see, you just keep spamming Force Repulse, because it allows you to. I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye. Here's Juno signing out. Let's the stars make it happen. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay smart, stay safe. Goodbye!
We're getting ripped apart up here! Order the retreat!
No! We won't get another chance to take this target. Keep pressing the attack. Planetary shield is preventing any kind of ground assault. We can't hold out much longer.
And the ship is falling apart. We've already lost decks 8 through 12.
Head to the Rogue Shadow. I'm pretty sure those shields can't survive a direct hit from a cruiser.
Abandoned ship! Abandoned ship! You sure about this?
That's the only thing I can think of. You just be ready to clean up after me.